chassis, and we've already had him on. We had Keith West on Monday. Today we had Kenneth Lupe from yes. Sorry, Greg is messaging me. And then we had Kenneth Lupe from Drag Race Concepts. Next up, we've got Greg Bridgewater is going to be talking about the Iceman. We got Mark Vine coming in to talk about Team GFRP, the Apollo chassis, and he's bringing in 2 chassis. And then on Friday, man, I got Todd Soltero is coming in to talk about 5-Star Hobbies. And if you have not been watching on all over Facebook, they have a lot of stuff coming out. So it's a jam-packed week. I'm going to continue next week. I'm trying to get in 3 more guys with the chassis. I'm talking to them now. And then we're going to be doing Painters Week. I'm bringing in painters, man. I'm bringing in guys to show off their paint jobs and show off what they can do. So you guys, because listen, there's always a lot of questions out there. Who does a good paint job? Who's the best? Who's number one? What's his turnaround time? What's his price? We are going to cover all of that. The painters have been hitting me up hot and heavy. So Painters Week will be the week of I already have it down. Let me make sure I say this right. Painters Week will be the week of, because I'm having surgery next Wednesday. So I think I'm going to set my studio up in my house, and I'm just going to be live, and we're just because I can't do anything after my surgery. So I figured we'll just we'll go live from my house. And so Painters Week is January 17th through the 22nd. You are going to learn all the painters. You're going to see all the paint jobs. You're going to see everything there is to see when it comes to painting these RC drag cars, or even dirt or dirt oval. I mean, in dirt, everything. These guys paint bodies. All bodies are the same as far as painting. You're going to meet a bunch of guys, because as of yesterday, and when I put up on Facebook that I was having Painters Week, it actually got crazy. My messages got crazy. Greg Bridgewater says he's in, but I don't think. Let me see here. Hang on, guys. There he is. There's Mr. Bridgewater. There he is. Whoops. What's up, Greg?
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, man. I got you, brother. Let me turn the camera on. Is there any way to turn your phone sideways?
Yes.
Sweet. Mr. Bridgewater is in the house. How are you, man?
All right. Doing good.
Look,
how you doing?
Dude, I'm awesome, man. I am more than awesome. Things are good. Listen, nobody has even said it yet. Nobody has said anything about my new. I've got a green screen now. This is all like.
I like it.
It's all gone. Remember, I had the TV and I had the drones and the shelf. It's over with. Hey,
Very
Greg.
nice.
Hey, Greg. It's so good. I could hit a button over here and we could do the weather for the day.
Right on.
Yeah, so everybody, man, please welcome a friend of mine, Greg Bridgewater. We're talking his new chassis. It's the Iceman. Don't forget, Greg Bridgewater is the one. Yeah, he's got one there too. I've got one too. Greg Bridgewater is the one that puts on Superchips. We'll talk about Superchips towards the end of this little interview, and we'll get an idea of dates and all that good stuff and what to look forward to. But Greg, let's just jump right into this thing, man. I've got your Iceman sitting right here in my hands. We started to do a build on it. We're not quite done yet, but we're ready to go, man. Let's talk about your new chassis.
All right, we can do that.
Yeah. What inspired you to do another chassis? I mean, you know the Assassin was a big hit.
Well, like everything else, you learn as you race, and you pick up on things that you need to change, or ways to make the car work better. And so I took everything that I learned last year from different drivers, a lot of different input, and put everything that I've been told and given, right off into what you see now. And the result is very, very good. You know, just the shape alone, you know, kind of resembles the Assassin and the Hitman that both work so good. Um, but really, there's a few things going on that's made it take power early better than those other cars.
Okay.
The way the chassis cut, for one, I feel like the shape of it and how I cut it is the big reason behind it. See how it's kind of got that scallop looking. That's not much, but that changed that alone changed how that car worked.
No kidding, huh? Just that little bit.
Yep, carbon's definitely different. I learned about how, you know, if you take carbon, you cut it straight, it acts one way, and you put the scallop cut or the radius cuts in it, and it acts completely different.
No kidding, huh?
So I would have never thought that, but that's really, to me, that's what really changed it. And then, so, you know, you hear a lot about, you know, how the car, you can put the GFRP transmission in it.
Yep.
We made that possible on this car.
Which it's already in here, look.
GFRP transmission in there.
Yep.
Now, you say, well, why would you do that? The aluminum case is the whole thing. A couple years ago, the MIP transmission become extinct.
Right.
So it's very hard to get. And why did people gravitate and want that gearbox? Because the aluminum doesn't flex. It's precision machined. Everything, the gears and all that stuff mesh up exactly perfect. And so when Dustin Malicote came out with his Apollo transmission, I told him, I said, I'm going to build my next car around that transmission. And because, you know, nobody's offered an aluminum gearbox. So I made it my purpose was to put that transmission in the car.
I'm showing it off now, man.
There it is. And
Yep.
that alone right there instantly makes everything freer, you know, spins better. And that just equates into more power to the racetrack. You know, that just, you know, like you put your RC Speed Secret ceramic bearings in there, and then that just makes the perfect combination. And there's a few other things too that it does is like move the motor back a little bit, but not quite as far as back as, like, say, a stand-up transmission does. It kind of, in my opinion, puts the motor in a perfect spot to get your weight distribution and balance of the car perfect.
I'm concentrating.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks good, man.
I love that. I love that red in there.
You like that red in there? That's Abel's.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I'll do a quick joke here, really quick. You see, you got the green springs, you got the red tranny, and you got the yellow springs. We call this Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it looks really good, man. So, let me ask you a question. Now, I've never asked anybody this. How long have you been cutting carbon?
Well, honestly, for a long time, but last year and a half, I've used a CNC router, and I've been making chassis for myself probably 15, 20 years.
No kidding, huh?
I've been doing, I'm 46. I've been doing this since I was 12.
Are you kidding?
So my very first chassis, Billy, was made out of a freaking clipboard.
Nice.
On the dirt oval.
Hey,
years and years ago. I was probably 13 or 14.
You know what's funny? Hey, I love the fact that you just said that because, hey, that's breaking news. You'll never learn that about Mr. Bridgewater unless you're on this show. out of clipboard. That's awesome. There it is, guys. This is the so listen. Right now we've got Greg Bridgewater. We're talking about the ice. This is the new Iceman, man. Look at how beautiful this chassis is. I mean, it is just from front to back. He has got it dialed in, and you just heard it right now. He's been building chassis for a long time, and Greg's got this carbon dialed in. He says so. Yeah, it looks real nice, bro. You know, I actually, Greg, I watched, I couldn't watch the whole thing, but when you first came out with it, I watched your live for a little bit as you were building it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it looks great. Let's pop over, man. Let's see what everybody's got to say. Here we go. Let's do this. Todd Kirkwood says, "What's up, Greg?" Steven Sizemore said, "What's up?" Biggie Paul says, "You look younger every time I see you." Get out of here.
What's up, Biggie?
Get out of here, Biggie. Chris Gilliland's watching.
See you back this year.
What's that?
Biggie. He come to Superchip last year, and man, he was laying it down.
He did lay it down. I remember that night, man. I was messing with Biggie that night because remember it was cold that night. I was sitting over there. Remember, everything was down on my live. All I could do was remember I could just had an iPad. Those days are over, Greg. The new system I have now, man, is amazing. It's really coming along on my end.
Awesome.
Let's keep going. Chris Gilliland, man, thanks for joining us. He says, "What's up, Greg? Superchips 2022, man, can't wait." WebRC says, "Everything Greg Bridgewater makes is awesome products and a great person. Can't thank him enough." Leo Getz, what's up, Leo? Leo says it's the man himself.
Leo.
Yep, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Greg Bridgewater. The Iceman is one sexy car. Donnie Martin says he has a 2022 DR10 Iceman conversion chassis.
Yep.
And he says he loves it, man. Awesome. David Sharp from the 574 says, "I ordered my Iceman on the 25th as a gift to myself." Nice. Sweet. Look at that, dude. It really turned out nice, Greg. I mean, you know, I haven't asked you this. Besides the Iceman, is there anything new that you've launched or anything that you've done?
Well, that's right now. That's the big latest thing.
Yep.
We're working on another chassis design. Myself, and Kenyon Helm, one of my team drivers up in Illinois there. We're working on this one we're calling the Blue Dragon. I think it's going to be pretty decent. So that's probably going to be the next thing that you guys see. Then I also have a full, DR10. Let's talk about that for a second. DR10 has got the rear end part that bolts on to a chassis. In my opinion, that's the biggest downfall of that design because it's two pieces now. You got the front half and you got the back half, and you get this flex out of it. So I have a car I'm working on right now for the DR10 guys that is solid one-piece chassis, plate, and you take all your DR10 stuff and bolt it on. And to get rid of the plastic C&D blocks, we're going to use B63 C&D blocks and still have that rear motor DR10 platform. And that should be comparable to like a low C22S as far as chassis rigidity. And that's what you're kind of, anytime people ask me, well, why do I want this chassis? It's because it's not necessarily about the weight. It's about how the flex works. And then it's about how rigid you can make it or tune it. You can make it less rigid. You can make it, flex a little bit different in different spots. And with the DR10, it's always, you're kind of limited on chassis style design as far as it working because of that two-piece, design. So we're trying to work around that and put it on one solid one-piece plate. And still working on that. I ain't had a lot of time to work on a lot of new stuff. Been very busy trying to get car kits out. This year is the first time I've ever offered the Iceman in a full kit. So you can get it all in one box. You can buy the fully unassembled kit for $645, and that would come your choice of the GFRP transmission or the stock one. so you can order it 2 ways. And that, that's the first for me. It's pretty cool because I've never been able to do that.
Yeah,
but
that's all. It's
so far it's been very well received out there. And I say this too, that we also offer fully built kits. So if you want to get one and have it assembled by us, I say us, myself and David Fielder, who does all the assembly work for me.
sweet.
We'll set it up exactly the same way that we race it. And so when you get it, it'll be set up like we would run it.
Right. I'm just looking at comments here. Sean Jenya says, hello, Mr. Bridgewater, to you. Scott Campbell says, what's
Howdy,
up?
Sean.
Biggie Paul says he will be back for Superchips this year for sure. Leo Getz says, take my money, Greg. Chris Hobbs says, I'd be interesting into seeing that. I think he's talking about the DR10 is what you were just talking about. Steven Sizemore says, do you have a TLR-based Iceman?
Absolutely do. We do now. It's kind of like I just made the first couple just the other day, and basically taking a TLR a 4.0, 5.0, and sticking it on this chassis style. And also too, the 22S is done that way now.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see, who else is saying? Trickle says, Tony Trickle's in the house. What's up, Trick? Undercover Mafia for the win.
What's up, Tony?
Yeah, he's a good dude. Wade Matt Fish says, hello from the 410. What's up, Wade? How's it going? That thing is awesome. Can't wait for mine. Todd Kirkwood says. And over here, Philip Walker says, I need to get me one of them shirts you have on. Oh, yeah. You like that, huh? So, let's just get right into to Superchips, Greg. What can you tell us? Give us the rundown, man. You got a lot of people watching right now. Everybody's curious. Let's talk about the dates. Let's talk about, the venue. Are you going to be at the same place, man? Let's free reign. What do you got?
Well, so this year's going to be a little different. We're going to start off on Friday night, just like we did last year. And I don't know yet if we're going to start off in the day or if we're going to do like we did last time when we started off in the evening time. But we're going to have what I call the Super 16 race, where when you come in and register on Friday and you check in, you'll be given the opportunity to draw a chip. And if you get one of the 16 chips, you'll be into the Super 16 race that evening. There's so many people, it's hard to keep track of the times and all that stuff, and to get like a rundown of who's the fastest and all that. So Super Chip has always been a chip draw style event, so we're going to keep with that theme and go that route. Should be interesting and fun, fun for everybody involved, and make for some good racing. It won't just be the top fastest guys, it'll be anybody that's lucky enough to draw one of those 16 chips.
Nice.
So so that's going to be Friday. And then Saturday, we're going to, at a minimum, run the first and second round on Saturday. And then come back Sunday and complete the race. One thing we're doing different this year, we're using a software called Pro Pairings. And it's set up to where if you had, let's say you had 2 or 3 entries. In this case, we're only going to have 2. It'll keep you from racing yourself all the way down to where it's not possible,
Gotcha.
To not race your. In other words, in our case, would be the final. It automatically sorts and gets the round information up, and you can see everything live from your phone. And it's super. For all the race directors out there, it's really economical, and you could afford to do it for every week if because it doesn't cost a lot. And it's a proven software that they use in big car racing and slot cars, and some RC groups already have been using it. So I think I saw on there that Kid Sims is looking at using the same thing, and that'll just make your race event go way smoother. There's no sorting and pairing, and you know that's what took us so long last time. Is we still had a computer program, but we had to kind of set it up at the same time and pair everybody.
Yes.
So we're just eliminating dead air or downtime.
So
and when you get down to the quarterfinals of the event, there's going to be some time just because you got to give time to cool down, guys time to cool down and get their car turned around for the next round. But up to that point, it should just be one solid flow of racing.
Sweet.
And you'll know instantly when you're up and who's up at the same time. So the racer will be able to stay plugged in, not have to listen for the PA. You know, and that's something else we're getting this time around is we're getting a big PA system that everybody can hear in the pits. And that was a big problem last year. Yeah. We tried it over the radio station thing, and that didn't quite work.
No.
And then we had the porta potty debacle. We're taking care of that.
Sweet.
Yeah. We learned a lot from last year.
I was going to say live and learn, right, Greg?
Yep.
You know what, man?
We just don't quit. We're going to keep on making it the best we can.
So let's talk about the dates. What's your do you have your dates all set for 2022 Superchips?
Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
May 27th, 28th, and 29th.
Okay. Awesome. And sorry, go ahead.
I had people asking, what the schedule was. Like I said, Friday, test and tune, Super 16 race. Saturday, we start the first 2 rounds. Sunday. So you're going to have to stay a couple days.
You have no choice.
Yeah.
You know what? But what I've learned though, Greg, is if you just put it out there, if you say this is this, and this, everybody's pretty cool with that. It's where you weren't ready for that Sunday race, or you weren't ready for it. You know what I mean? And guys had airplane reservations. That's where you run into problems. But he's telling everybody straight up, you better plan on being there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. End of story.
Yeah, and
I love it. That's great.
Being the holiday weekend, Monday, most everybody's off work, so that gives you the free day to get back home.
Home. Yeah. Again, at least it's not a tornado. Get out of here. These guys have too much time on their hands. but I see that, if you just let everybody know this is what it is, and they'll work it out on their end. They'll say, you know what? Hey, honey, or whatever. Listen, we're going to be at Superchips Sunday, Monday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and go home. I mean, that's it.
Yep.
By putting it out there, Greg, that is the best thing that you could ever do. Because remember, I remember that night, guys are like, God, I got to get on an airplane in 2 hours, man. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know?
That was. Luckily, everybody made it home okay.
Everybody made it home, and Superchips was awesome. I had a great time. So yeah, it's going to be a really good time for sure. I can't wait to get out there. Let's talk about the entries. So
yep, $50 to enter, and you can enter twice. So you can be the same card twice. It could be 2 different cards. However you want to do it. We're not having any sort of buyback. There's no losers race, nothing like that.
Okay.
The reason why we're not doing that is because it's so big and there's so many people, it would take forever to get done.
Yeah.
So we sold out in 4 hours. In other words, we filled 352 spots in 4 hours. And now I checked just a while ago, we're up to 125 on the waiting list.
Wow.
There's a separate ticket out there on Eventbrite, the Superchip waiting list. And that's where we'll pull from as people drop out.
That's crazy. That's, you know what?
I mean, congratulations. Some people, dude. Things come up. People may not be able to get on, get there.
Yep.
So hopefully, I would love happens. I would love to fill all 352 spots. Last year, we had 327.
No, you're gonna fill it you're gonna fill it just fine. That's awesome, man. Congratulations, you've got that many just
Thanks.
already. So if you guys are listening to this and you plan on going to Superchips, you might be out of luck. That's how I'm gonna put it to you. I mean, so you have how many on the waiting list? 100 and what?
125.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That is
And
absolutely crazy.
352 spots, and I call it spots because you can enter 2 times.
Right.
So,
That is awesome. Let me get caught up on some questions here. Let's see. Philip Walker. Okay, you know what? We do get a little sidetracked, but the reason I get sidetracked with Greg because he has 2 things going on, man. He's got his new Iceman chassis, and he's also got Superchips. So let's get back to the chassis for just a second. How much? Break it down the pricing one more time. I've got somebody that came in a little late. Philip Walker Sr. Break down the pricing one more time on how the chassis is.
The complete kit, unassembled, is $645, and you can choose between the stock transmission or get the upgraded GFRP transmission. Your choice. If you want to have one assembled, I think it was $810 was the start of it. So in other words, you can add on from there. Let's say you want to put RC Speed Secrets bearings in it. I'm a dealer for them. We can set you up with that. Let's say you want to put one of these really awesome Shift RC servo. Let's see if we get it on.
Yeah, you got that on camera?
There it is. This is a new Shift RC's drag servo.
Here, wait, you know what? Hold on, Greg. Hold on. Wait, no. Put it back up for me. I'm going to put it just on you. There you go.
I'm trying to get this thing the best angle in the light so you guys can see this cool servo.
Yeah, that's hard to see. Very hard to see. Yep, there it is. Okay. Better.
Right on. Ryan Rodriguez of Shift RC sent that to me, and not only is it very smooth, it's accurate. That's probably one of the best servos ever put in a car yet. And a lot of people ask me this: does that servo in the shock tower come with the kit? Absolutely, that comes standard in the kit.
Show that one more time, Greg. I just switched the camera back to you. Show the front of the car one more time. There you go. Okay. Yeah. Right on.
You guys see how that's something I come up with?
Yeah, that just mounts right in there, right in the shock tower.
Yep. Me and David Fielder were eating dinner one night, and I said, man, I really would like to put the servo up front, but I don't like the idea of having the servo sticking out in the open. I just have never liked that, where it's sticking out there vulnerable. You hit a cone or something, you could whack the servo. So he was like, just put it in the shock tower. I'm like, what? So I went home, and I was sending pictures of it like 15 minutes later, and it just worked out perfect.
Yeah, it looks good.
Fits right in there, and you don't have to change any linkages. There's nothing to change on the car except for where the servo's at. What that did is allow us to put the battery further up forward, in the car, to get that weight bias better in the car. And it's up out of the way. And, so far, we haven't broke a tower or nothing like that. I've already went through and kind of changed the design a little bit where it's beefier to get it, to make it stronger. So in the event of a crash, it'd be less likely to break.
Yeah, okay. Here, hold on. Let me switch back over to you. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Yep.
You see how that servo
mounts right there. Yep. That's 4 holes. Let me ask you a question. That mount that you're showing right there, is that just for his servo, or will anything fit in there?
Oh, it's for any standard size servo fit in there.
You got to ask that question because,
Yeah.
because I guarantee guys are like, well, wait a minute, I don't have that servo that you were talking about. So your shock tower servo mount, we'll call it a shock tower servo mount, it'll hold any standard servo.
Yeah. Any standard size servo, a short, what they call low profile or standard length, they all fit. And the beauty of it is it's up out of the way, and it doesn't interfere with the body. The shock tower didn't change in size at all. Um, it just worked out. One of them things that just worked out.
Let's see, Biggie Paul. Let me go back over. Are you going to chip draw on Friday night?
Yes. Yes.
So not only are you doing the Fast 16, not only are you doing the Fast 16, you're also chip drawing for the race for the next day, correct?
Right.
No,
we're not going to be. Last year what happened is Saturday we all got together and drew the chips, right?
Right.
So any chip drawing that's going to happen this year be done on Friday night. We're talking about making the chip draw portion part of that Sweet 16. So in other words, we may let the system pair everybody up beforehand and not actually draw the chip to see where you start at in the race. Make sense?
Yep.
Because everybody's not there on Friday night, you can't draw. So
right.
That's what we're thinking. Because we want to have it all set up. Yeah, we want to have it all set up so Saturday we are ready to race. We're going to do some last chance test and tune Saturday morning, and the ones that didn't make it on Friday get a couple hits on the track, and then right after that start the race around 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock.
On Saturday.
On Saturday.
Let's see. Let's keep going here. The answer to Todd. Jesus, I'm reading his. Greg, did you mention is it at the same place it was last year?
That's to be determined at this point.
Okay. Because somebody's asking about camping, and so as it stands, camping is out for right now, guys.
So I'll tell you guys here first. So.
Oh boy, hold on. Wait. Is this breaking news?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Hang on, man. God damn it. There we go. Now, breaking news from Greg Bridgewater. All right.
Because of the amount of people and the trailers and all that stuff, and guys that bring, it was with all the room we had, it was still almost not enough.
Mm-mm.
So we are exploring a couple of different options that may or may not pan out. I don't know. But at this point, I will tell you this. If nothing else pans out, yes, it'd be at the same exact spot.
Fair enough. Okay.
Here's the thing with me and Jared. We want to give everybody the best possible racing surface with the most amount of room to get everybody in there. So with that being said, that's a prime location. That spot is amazing.
Yes.
Those guys, that was some of the best racing I've seen in a long time because everybody wasn't slipping and sliding around. Everything was, the surface worked out in our favor.
Yes, it did.
If let's say we go back to that spot, you can expect things to be set up a little bit differently this time around. Because we're going to organize and try to get the people situated better, right?
Okay.
And, we'll still have the same manufacturer's row.
That's cool.
Right up front.
The big thing though is, and I know, Greg, I know you already. The safety barrier thing is a definite.
Oh, it's happening.
It's happening, right? I figured.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you and I have already talked about that before anyway. Safety is getting crazy. With
anybody wanting to put on a race, you got to think about safety first, and that's you need to have a minimum of 10-foot dead space between the lane, the outside of the track, and where anybody is at. Make sense?
Yes,
Because,
sir. Yep.
and then you also probably ought to be a wise idea to put up like that orange netting, or at least that, to stop these cars. You know, there's pictures out there where a car is flying head level at somebody taking the picture. I was just like, oh my God. And we had the boards up on the side, and he bounced off that and was boom, he was way up there. And that was very, very dangerous. I think
Very
Kyle Ash
dangerous.
had a little incident
Yep.
last year, and that scared me so bad. I can't
Yes.
imagine. I couldn't imagine something tragic happening. So safety should be everybody's main concern. If you're putting on a race, you need to look into safety.
Of course, 100%. And Greg, you and I talked about that, man. That just, it just makes sense, man. And everybody just needs to, but the problem is you get all these people. Yes, they want to see what's going on. I get it, but you can also look from a safer distance, man.
Yeah,
I was there, bud. I saw that thing, that car flying, man.
that was bad.
Yeah. There was some close calls. Biggie Paul says there was some close calls for sure. Yes, everybody. There was close calls at every race, guys. Every race out there, man, had close calls.
Yeah.
And I think 2022 should be 100% safety. I mean, it has to happen, man, because
Man, so you remember Topeka?
Mm-hmm.
You remember the car that cleared the Sky Bridge?
Yeah, Super
Yeah.
Aaron's.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
I gave him a hat for that.
Dude, that's all. And then I think Rockwell launched his like 40 foot in the air.
Well, no. So what's funny is when you talk about Pluto, my bridge I made with the cameras on
Yeah.
it, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
we made a joke about a week prior. I said if anybody goes over top, it was a joke. I'm gonna give you a hat. and Super Aaron, man, I have that. You know what? I don't have it here. I have it in slow motion. I have that video. And what's funny is after Super, I mean, Greg, I've got it. It's just slow motion. The car just ding, 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 up and over. And you know that when he went up and over the tower cam, he took off, right? The car landed on all fours and he took off driving, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. You know what? Normally I have it ready, booted up, ready to go, but I gave him a hat for that. I said
He deserved it.
congratulations, and I remember because when we were in Topeka, because I was streaming freaking 2 lanes, it was not as easy. So I was actually watching when Tom Rockwell, man, when his car hit that. It was in the right lane, and they had that.
Yeah.
They had that the wooden. They had that wood there to separate the finish line. Dude, he smacked that thing, and Tom's car just went crazy. I mean, he brought that over and showed it to us, and he actually had wood. He had wood just stuffed all up under the servo, under the shock towers. It was crazy, man. Let's see. We'll see anything going over on YouTube. There's a lot of people watching though. Let's see.
Let's talk about streamlining the race, for instance. A lot of talk's been going on about not showing times. When we start doing eliminations, nobody's going to know what time somebody else ran. That'll speed things up a little bit, but most importantly, I'll just say this, that we like to keep the race as, for lack of better, OG as possible. When we started off Super Chip, we didn't even have clocks. We had the DTS system and just used it for the finish line. No, Our first one was with a system. That's right. Our first one was with a system. My bad. But we're thinking about, let's say somebody ran like a 175. Yeah, we're going to announce that. I think.
Well, yeah, of course. You have
important times like that.
Yep.
But there's been some talks about, not shutting the clocks off, but just not showing them.
Okay. So are
keep everybody moving through there?
Okay, so are you gonna? What's the name of the platform you're gonna use for?
TrackMate.
No. With the where people can see it on their phone.
Oh, Pro Pairings.
Pro pairings.
Hmm.
Is that something? I wonder. I tell you what. I don't know if you probably don't know this. I did a race over Rancho Cucamonga for Toys for Tots, and Jared Baker. I live streamed that race for those guys. I got to tell you, Greg. He had it set up. I don't think that's what he's using, but what he's using, man. Because the thing that I run into when I stream these races is guys like Greg and Jared are so busy, and for me
Yeah.
to I try to get I try my damnedest because it makes for a better stream. Is I try to get the names. I try to get the brackets. I try to do it all, man, and I really do. But when I don't get it, it is not. It's everybody's so damn busy. But Jared Baker, man, he had it dialed in. I had it right on my iPad, and I was able to have a starting line camera and a finish line camera. And then what we did, Greg, is because I can put up multiple cameras, I was able to put up his. Everybody that's running, and I could call it like right instantly. And the minute, the second that they went through the finish line, he would update it, and I could tell you everything. I could tell you down to the pot, how much was in the pot, how much that winner was getting. It was a really cool system, but it's not a system that you can buy. But I'm going to check into what you're talking about. I'd love to see how it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The one we're going to use is it doesn't tell the times or nothing like that, but it's the same way. So you can look instantly, and whenever let's say me and you raced and you won, and I reach over and click that you won,
Yep.
it instantaneously
Yep.
says that, on the app, So it's a lot like Scotty's deal, but it's not tied to the tree,
Right. Right.
It's standalone, in other words.
That's okay. I mean, hey, so let me ask you: is it an app?
Yeah.
What
Pro Pairings is an app.
Let me find this app. Really quick. Spell that for me?
PRO. Then pairings like PAIR.
Right there. Pro pairings. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right there. Is that it? Sure is.
Yep.
Right here. Is it the one that has like Apex Raceway, Bulldog Motorsports Park? Okay. You know what? I'm going to check into this, man. I'm going to check this out. I've never seen this before. Pro pairings. If you guys, if anybody listening or watching, if you guys have ever tried pro pairings, man, shoot me a DM and let me know what you guys think about that. I'd like to check that out. Let's see. Rockwell battery went flying. Yes, Jack Stevens says, "What's up, everybody? Good evening to Billy and Greg." Ben No says, "I love this. I love your style. I love." Oh, geez, I can't even talk, Greg. I love this long form style open chat. He's talking about how we do the chat. Yeah, dude, love it, man. This is what we do. And Biggie Paul said, "Simple, sweet." Over on YouTube, I can't read what he said because it's he's from across the pond. Let's see. Did I miss anything? We got Superchips. Everybody, one of the things we were talking about is the new Iceman. It's out. I think we have 4 in stock here. So we got those in stock, ready to go. And I can tell you this: when it comes to having parts in stock, man, I am been like a chipmunk through winter. I have been just stockpiling parts. I have probably, Greg, sitting over in our build room, I probably have 200 motors, at least 200 motors.
Oh, man.
From everybody. I mean, I've got Phantoms, Utiken, I've got the R1s, I've got ESCs that to no end. I've got them all.
You got DRKs?
Yeah.
Like DRK motor?
A stack of them.
And what about that new one that's coming out?
No, you're not going to see that till February.
The Tim Smith Racing DRK. That's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I don't. I was looking at. I was all my back orders. I did all my back orders yesterday, and they're talking sometime in February. So that'll be good.
Yeah, a lot of new stuff for drag racing's dropping left and right. It's pretty awesome.
I told everybody that, I think in like July and August, as as things started to taper off in summer, August, September, and I told everybody, I said, I've only been doing this for a year, and what I've seen from when we started doing it to what is going on today, it is night and day from a year ago, 100%. And I told everybody, I said, listen, when winter gets here and everything kind of everybody's kind of socked in for the cold and can't do a lot of racing, you're going to see come February, March, a lot of new products, and they're already starting to drop.
It's these are some exciting times in our hobby, our sport, because everything's growing so fast that it's hard to keep up with everything. As a manufacturer, if you're not trying to develop two things, past the one that you already have out there, then you're probably going to be late. Yeah, you're going to be late to the game. So as a manufacturer, you have to stay on top of everything, have your team drivers testing constantly, and putting out the best thing you possibly can. So that's, you see stuff coming like gearboxes coming from 5-star and R1. That's amazing. 2 years ago, this was a dream. Now you guys are seeing what we all thought we wanted be a reality.
Come to life.
To me, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's because we are a hobby shop. I get these emails all day, every day from all the different products coming out. And I mean, I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of stuff coming out that I'm not allowed to talk about because we get those emails prior to launch day. But I can tell you this, guys, there's a lot of stuff coming. So just get prepared, man, because it is right around the corner. I mean, we're already going to be the middle of freaking January. It seems like, we just got over Christmas. But it's going to be good. It's going to be 2022 is going to be, if you think 2021 was a wild ride, 2022 is going to be it's going to be a wild one, man. It's I'm telling you guys, get prepared for a wild and crazy year. But you know what? Let's just talk about what we have going on right now. We've got Greg Bridgewater with us, man, and we're talking to his new chassis. It's called the Iceman. You can get it here at Desert Hobbies, or you can get it through Greg. And then we just talked about Superchips. We've learned a lot about how Superchips is going to run. So that's going to be really good, man. I mean, you got to be excited. This is going to be your third or fourth Superchip. The third, right?
Third one.
Third one, yeah. Hey, so I've never asked you this question. I know we have talked. When I first started doing the lives, you and Jared came on when I first started doing this, and I know we asked you, but from number one Superchips to number two, how big did it grow?
Number one, I believe, had 74 entries, I want to say. Number two had 327.
Wow. No kidding.
Number three, we capped it off at 352 because just logistically and trying to get a race in with that many people is hard to do. Let me tell you about a little trip you was there too. You remember that race we went to in Kentucky?
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. Those guys there know how to run an event.
Yes, they do.
That it went so incredibly smooth. Kentucky taught me a lot. To me, they showed the world how you need to have your everything set up from the tech to everything. Those guys, Jamie and those guys and Sam, just did a wonderful job. Well, they had combined probably 300, close to 300 entries with the two classes that they ran, because they ran 13.5 and they also ran Outlaw.
Right.
And there was, I want to say combined, they probably had around that number. And they got it all done. We started off in the morning. We got started about 1. And I think by midnight they were done.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? He does put. When they invited me to go do that race, that was one I was really excited to do, only because I'm from Kentucky, and I got to tell you, Greg's right. It went off. I mean, the only snag what they had, right? If correct me if I'm wrong, Greg, was a little bit of rain. That's about it.
Yeah. Other than that, it probably would have finished what, hour and a half
Yep.
sooner than it did.
Yeah, but
So
luckily the rain wasn't too bad. But
no.
and those guys had a handle on it, which was really good. But he's right, man. I can tell you this: CKNP is already. I think he's having 2 this year. Hey, and since we're talking about that, I know Jamie's not watching, or Sam. Prayers go out to Sam. If I read that correctly, it looked like he might have had a heart attack. I think I'm not quite sure. But guys, if you know Sam and Jamie, make sure you guys send him a prayer message to get well soon, because I know Sam was in a hospital, I think yesterday or the day before. But
And then Blake and the crew there did the tech. They were just on top of it.
On point.
And that's definitely a race I'm going back to.
Yeah, for sure. It was a good time.
Everything about that was awesome.
I'm gonna go back too. I got a free house and a car, so I'm good. Hey, let's answer some questions here really quick. Let's see. Philip Henzig says, is the shock tower servo mount available for the DR10 Iceman conversion?
Not yet.
Okay.
And I'm not sure that it'll work. So I'd have to really look into that to see if that would even be something that could work. I'm not 100% on that.
Okay, perfect. I don't know what Brian Elkins is talking about. He said after party at the Waffle. Oh yeah, okay, got it. After party at the Waffle House, right? Let's see. Let's keep going here. Brian Elkins, Biggie Paul. Yep. Yeah, Chris Hobbs says that CKNP was an awesome event. Yeah, it was great, man. I really enjoyed that. But Greg, is there anything else? I know I've already asked you, but as it stands right now, Greg's new Iceman is out. It's ready to go, man. If you guys are looking to get one, I think we have 3 or 4 here. I got some more coming from Greg.
There's some also at Michael's RC Hobby. I'm fixing to send them some. They'll have the DR10 and the associated. I know Michael's been great to me. Hell of a nice guy, and he's always supported me, just like you have. I mean, so he's another one of the people out there that I deal with all the time.
Yeah, good. I was gonna tell you something. I was gonna tell you before you went. Crap. You know what? Never mind. That's what happens when you get old. Okay, guys, if you guys just now joined us and you want to know anything to do with Greg's new Iceman or Greg and Jared, the Superchips 2022, you're going to have to go back and listen, man. It was a really good interview. It was awesome. Greg Bridgewater took some time out of his day to hang with you guys. And I love it, man. But what I can tell you this, though, is starting next week, we are going to be doing live building on Facebook and YouTube. It'll be 15-minute segments, okay? So if you guys want to see these chassis being built, Abel Lips we will be building live. He'll be doing it live, like I said, on Facebook and YouTube. It's only going to be 15-minute segments, okay? So whatever he decides to do, if he's going to do the front that day or what the tranny, whatever he wants to do, I gave Abel full reign. So when he starts building, if you guys are looking to build something or want to see it, it'll be coming next week. I will announce when we go live with the live builds. But this is one that Abel's already done. We haven't quite completed it yet because we've been so damn busy. But that's it, Greg. Any last thoughts? Anything to anybody out there? Want to say anything?
I just want to say thanks to all the guys that's helped me. Dave Fielder, my guys there at where we race at home, Jared Mills. Just give them guys a big shout out. And there's also another guy in Arizona that helped me out a lot too, and that's James Gallatin.
Oh, okay.
He's part of the reason why this car is the way it is. He's given me a lot of great feedback. And just all my customers.
Yep.
You guys are the reason why I'm even here. So I appreciate everybody.
Yep. That's what it's all about, man. Awesome. Great stuff, man. Greg, if anything you have come new out, man, you let me know, my friend. You're always welcome on my show anytime. You know that.
All right.
Guys, that's Greg Bridgewater. And listen, brother, hey, mahalo, man. Thank you for coming on and hanging with me. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah.
And I also want to tell everybody that I do plan on trying to do some live building on these cars, some tips and tricks.
Sweet.
I got to start doing that so people can visually see what I'm talking about versus reading about it. So as time permits, I plan on doing some more of that in the near future.
That's why we're doing what we're doing. We are the build room is already done. The cameras are already ready to go. It's just Abel's been so damn busy. I haven't had a chance to get him in there, but we're doing the same thing. We're doing on every chassis that you see on Chassis Week. We are gonna. I'm not sure about Keith West. I'm sure he'll get me one, but we will build it on camera. And again, it's only going to be 15 minutes. Segments on the build, so you're not going, oh my God, it's taking forever. So we're working on the production of that and making sure it goes off pretty good, but it's ready to go, man. So Greg, yeah, when you do end up doing that, that's going to be pretty good, man. Just because you're so knowledgeable and you've been doing it for so long, you can help everybody out with their questions.
Sure.
Abel's been doing it a long time too. I mean, he'll do the best he can, but anytime there's super technicals, anything, you always want to try to go back to the head honcho. That would be Greg Bridgewater, man.
All right.
Greg, thank you, my friend. I will talk to you soon, and I'll see you this year sometime.
You bet. I'll see you soon.
Thanks. I appreciate everything.
All right.
See you, bud.
Thank you.
All right, cool, man. Sweet, dude. That is Greg Bridgewater, guys. Man, I love that guy. He's one thing with Greg has always been so nice to me, man. And if I ask him, hey, Greg, I want to do this show, he's always been right there, man. So thanks to Greg Bridgewater. Thanks to Kenneth Lupi, man. He was on from Drag Race Concepts, man. Between those two guys, you guys should have had a hell of a show. Tomorrow I got Mark Vines in the studio, talk about Team GFRP. Right after that on Friday, I got Todd Soltero. We're talking 5-star hobbies. I will announce who's going to be coming up next week. And don't forget, we got Painters Week coming up. Painters Week is going to be the week of January 17th through the 22nd. So if any of you painters out there, you're watching the show and you want to show off your work, man, hit me up. I've got plenty of room. I think what we'll do is we'll do back-to-back like we did with Kenneth and Greg. So if you guys want to show off your work, man, but listen, here's the deal. I'm only limited on space. So if you guys want to be a part of the painting week, and you paint and you're proud of what you do, come on the show, man. We'll show it off for you and help you out. And that's going to be it, man. Listen, man, everybody, I see a lot of OGs on here, a lot of new Gs. It's good stuff, man. I hope you guys enjoyed that. But I'm not done. You know me. I don't ever quit. We've got, like I said, man, tomorrow we got Mark Vine, and he's going to be sitting right there, right in the studio with me, man. And he's bringing in two Apollo chassis, two Apollo setups. I don't know exactly. He said, Billy, I'm bringing in 2 so we can show them off. So we'll have cameras everywhere, man. Should be a good day, guys. Thank you for joining us again. And until next time, and everybody knows what I say, man, let's keep on trucking. And be safe out there, guys. Thanks again for joining me, man. I really appreciate it.